Hi, folks. I screwed up. Anyway, we're live, and let me adjust all of this stuff I just got here. Let me bring my friend Joe on. Hi, Joe.
Hey Larry, how you
It's
doing?
me. It's me and you tonight. Now let me explain why. Eddie never answered my call. He must be sleeping. He probably had enough of us. And Anthony, we were going to have a good show tonight. We were going to have Mario back on, and we have 4 or 5 or 6 of his races. We even have the race that he was talking about last time he was on when the bit broke. He sent me a picture of the bit.
Wow.
So I says to Anthony, I says, look, rather than you send them to me and I get my friend Tom to upload them all onto my computer here, where onto the podcast, you do it because he does it good. So he says, okay, good. So I left everything in his hands. And he calls me about an hour ago and he says, they, in all of my area, there's no computer service. It's all down. And he sent me the notice that he got it won't be back on till 1 o'clock. So from having a full pack show with lots of racing and lots of talking and having Mario back on, and we got me and you,
Me and you and a dog named Boo.
me and you. So now we have to, and this just happened, and we have to think of a couple of things to say. But there's a couple of things that that I want to say. First, you sent me this picture. Let's get this out of the way. You sent me this picture here, and here's it says here's something you don't see every day. At the age of 87, Bob Nadeau is the oldest standardbred driver in the U.S., and he notched his latest victory in Maine on May 31st, and that's him in a sulky.
Yep.
87 years old.
Yep.
Wow,
So
good
we
for
still
him.
got hope, Larry. We still got hope.
Good for no, not me, not me. Good for him. I see he even drove in the mud that day. Mud fenders on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, wow. Good for him.
Yep.
Okay. Now another thing. There's a friend of mine, Mike. He sends me. He called me up the other day. Mike Druff. Is that how you say it?
Druss, yeah.
Druss. What a really good guy. He
Yeah, I've
calls
been
me.
meaning to call him.
I'm gonna meet him. I'm gonna get the last race that I drove at the Meadowlands. Um, the last 2 races I drove at the Meadowlands um, with 2 horses. One hadn't raced in a year, and I had them both stalled in them epoxic stalls that I built,
Hmm.
and they were training good. And I says, let me before I pack it in, let me just drive these 2 horses, and just to make sure that these stalls that I built are still working, because it was a few years that I had them in there while I was training them. Like I said, one of them, Willistown, hadn't raced in over a year, and so my friend Don and Dina, Don was the one that we built these stalls together, and they were the owner of both of these horses. And she says she has a video, a VHS of Search Mission, and for a year she couldn't find it, but she found it the other day and she's sending it to me. So I didn't know who converts them. I don't even know who has a VHS machine, who has one of them things. They're obsolete. But Mike called me. Mike called me because last week I mentioned, I don't know if you remember when I mentioned the hottest nightclub uh, during the time in Jackson Heights. I guess it was in the 70s. I guess I don't even know, 50s, 60s, maybe in the 50s, 60s. Uh, it was a place right by LaGuardia Airport called Conrad's.
Right.
guy owned it. It was the hottest place in town. And I
You
called
owned
up
it?
a black guy called Conrad. It
Oh, I
was,
thought you said you owned it.
the name of the place was called Conrad's. And I was going there one night, and I used to meet my friend there. So I called him up, and I said, are you going there tonight? And he says, no, stay away. I said, what do you mean? He says, just don't go there tonight, stay away. And that night is when they shot Conrad. So, and they killed him.
No.
So what happens is this Mike Druff guy, how do you say his last name?
Druss.
Druss. Mike Druss calls me up and he says, I heard the podcast and the two guys that killed him were two brothers that were his next door neighbors or something like that.
Really?
And yeah. And then we start talking and he said that he has a VHS machine and he can convert all of these things from VHS things to that little plug-in thing.
Right.
As soon as I get mine, hopefully I'll get it tomorrow. I'll call him up, I'll meet with him, and I'll give it to him, and then I'm going to be able to show that race. And by then, we will have sent your races, the races you just sent me. That one race where you beat Magician and all of them good trotters. That's a good race. We're gonna get Anthony to put them races up too. And in fact, maybe you know what? Maybe if I get my thing tomorrow, the DVD, and I meet with Mike, I'll see if he can't take what you sent me off my phone, and maybe he could put them on whatever
You
he
know,
does. I
you
don't
know
know.
what I could do? I could overnight the thumb drive to Anthony too.
Yeah, well,
Because it's already on a thumb drive. Remember, I had it converted for you when you said you needed it for the
yeah. I'll do
movie.
that. All right, do that. Do that.
And
Because
I'll
we're
send
not
you.
going to be able to do nothing until next Tuesday
Yeah,
anyway.
right,
Thursday, Freddie's coming
right.
on. So do that.
The Hudson River show.
Yeah. All right. And also, Mike, what he did was, and I have no idea if I ever talked about this or not. I don't remember. And Mike was telling me a bunch of races that I won. I don't even remember the horse's name. I have no clue. Certain things I remember really well, and some things I have no clue. He was telling me the years I raced, where I raced, who I raced, everything. And one of the pictures he sent me was this picture here. He sent me this picture, and this is the picture. Says he has a newspaper article too. He sent me the news. That's right. I should have put it up there. I think he sent it to me. And this is that's this horse here. What the hell is his name again? High Hope Rick. That's High Hope Rick.
Uh-huh.
What happened was when Slutsky, I thought it was 1981. He says it was 1977 or 78 or something like that. I had no idea. Anyway, Slutsky introduced me to Alan August, and Alan August was the contractor who was going to build all the extensions on all the hotels because they thought they were going to get gambling. And right at the table, Alan pulled out a check, ripped it out, signed it, and he says, "Just buy me a good horse." So the next day, I found that horse. I think I bought him from a guy in Delaware, and I brought him back. And I told Charles Slusky, who owned the racetrack, and he wrote a race for him called the Franklin Delvin. That's that guy with the jacket on there.
Right.
The Franklin Devlin Pace, and Mike said the purse was 15,000, which was the highest purse ever at Monticello Raceway, and all the top horses around came, and at the head of the stretch, I was telling Mike, at the head of the stretch, it was three of us across. I got a good trip. I got a second over trip, and I think I was 5 or 6 to 1. And Benny was first over. I was following Benny with a good horse he had. Anyway, we were three right at the head of the stretch. I come 3 wide, and we were battling me. And I thought it was Stanley Dancer, but Mike said it wasn't. and Benny Webster and me, and I beat them both right at the wire. And this was the winner's circle picture that 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 they took. So Mike sent it to me.
Oh, good.
I found this picture here. This
Oh
is
boy.
Billy O'Donnell had this picture on Facebook, and he says that's why you shouldn't wear flip flops
Yeah.
when you're around horses.
Oh man.
I seen that a lot. I seen a lot. It happened to me. Only I didn't have flip flops on, but even when it happens to you, it's tough. And then they told me a couple of weeks ago. I forgot who it was. That Charlie Giamenco. That's him and his beautiful wife. Charlie wants to come back on again. We never called him after he was on that time. And Anthony, and I think it was Anthony. And I says, well, get in touch with him, let him come back on. And had well, tonight we were going to have Mario on. So, but we got to get Charlie back on.
I think you had asked him to come back on, and he couldn't make it, but he sent some kind of apology or something about the way he spoke. You remember?
Yeah. But he
Yeah.
apologized for all of
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And I hope he don't think that's why we never asked him to come back. That's not
No,
the
no.
reason
It's
why. He
water
did
under the
the
bridge,
right
man.
thing, and he just thought that he spoke just like we speak if we were sitting and having coffee, But he didn't realize that this thing went around the world, So
Yeah.
he's a good guy. Always was a good guy. Out of all his brothers, I liked him the best. Always smiling, always a lot of fun, and a good driver. He drove a bunch of horses for Anthony, win with him.
Yeah.
He's good now. Now I think he runs a couple of car dealerships. He's doing well from what I understand.
Yeah, yeah.
He's doing very well. Too bad he didn't own the car dealerships. I'd drive out there and ask him to fund my movie. Um, okay, so we'll get Charlie back on. All right, now here's another thing. I sent this picture. I just I'm just like I guess every other guy. You just love beauty, whether it's in a horse like this. This is Wildwood Jeb. I mean,
Mhm.
that's like a beautiful specimen of a horse. I don't even think I wish he didn't have bandages on because
Yeah,
you can
takes
see
away.
every angle, everything is like perfect the way it should be.
He's
The
a good
right,
looking animal.
yeah. So I just love beauty, whatever it is. It could be a horse, it could be a car, it could be a bird, or it could be girls. Now, I saw this picture on Facebook and I looked at it and I keep going back to it. And I said to myself, which one is prettier? Which one is and I can't I just can't separate them. I can't. Who do you think is nice to look at between the two of them?
Well, they're both beautiful. I
I
think
can't.
maybe you know what? Either one is fine, but
I know, but who's if you had to pick
I'm
one?
attracted to darker hair, so
Boy,
I'll
they
go with
both got like luscious lips
yeah.
and
They're beautiful.
lips.
They're both beautiful.
Both noses are like perfect.
Are they
Both.
sisters?
I don't think so. I don't
They
think
could
so.
be.
They're beautiful. I
Yeah,
don't know which one.
they,
I don't
they,
know.
they got the same nose. They,
Those of you that are looking, I think we got 20 people in the comments already. Why don't you just comment which one you think is prettier? So we'll name the first one, the one with the dark hair, one, and the other one two. Which one is better looking, one or two? Who wins? I'm dying to see what most of the people out there think. I sent it to two people that I know of, and both couldn't pick.
no, they're both beautiful. I think they're sisters.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so folks out there, pick between one, the black haired one, and the other one. Gorgeous. All right, and then we'll read the comments in a little while, as soon as we get through a couple of these things. All right, then there was another picture you sent me, Joe, and here's another one. We should have a contest. We should give away like $1,000 if somebody during the length of this podcast could tell what this is. If somebody could tell what that is, you could win. No, I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to, because somebody just might guess it. And then I don't even think, I'll wind up getting thrown off because I'm not supposed to have contests or something. You're not supposed to have it. But anyway, if anybody listening, now we have 23 comments up there, which we're going to get to. If you could tell what this is, and we'll put it up periodically through the show. So if anybody knows what that is, we're going to tell you at the end of the show. We got to remember, Joe. We got to remember to tell who it is.
Looks like a chicken parmesan.
Now, there's another thing I want to say. That's why I wanted Eddie on, but Eddie is probably sleeping. I think Eddie had enough of us, so we should leave him alone. In fact, maybe he's so outspoken that maybe they took the stalls away from him. Who knows? Maybe they bought him from racing before coming on here.
Nah.
So you never know. But anyway, I wish
you would have told us.
I wish he was on because I want to. A friend of mine called me up, and in fact, I never met the guy. And geez, I forgot. I keep getting these guys mixed up. They call me from Delaware. I forgot his name. I think I forgot. Anyway, he called me up. Really nice guy. Been in the horse business his whole life. And he told me that last Saturday at Keeneland, the first 3 races were claiming races. Listen to this now. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a second. Is that you, Eddie?
Yes.
Eddie came to save the day.
Uh-huh.
You saved the day.
You're playing
Anthony?
games, huh?
No. I came on just that I'm having a lot of health issues, and that's the reason why I haven't been coming on. See, right here, I have what they call AFib in my heart, and
I have that also.
And I go every Tuesday. That's why Tuesday is tough because I go for those infusions and the treatments I go for. And so I really haven't been, to stay on here and talk with you guys. I love it, but, I just haven't been feeling up to par, so.
Matter of fact, bailed me out.
Eddie, just sign off. Take care of yourself. That's a lot more.
Yeah, that's all. I just wanted to ask you a question now. Now,
Yeah.
this I'm referring to you, Mr. Lawrence Rolla.
Right.
Would you like to get back in the game?
No.
I mean, if you had your license, I give you my stable. And
no, I could. When I left the game, I was reinstated. I was reinstated. The reason I got out in both divisions of racing was because there was no more barn area at the Meadowlands, and
right.
Then I had to make a decision: do I ship to Gateway or one of them places?
Yeah, no, you don't want to travel that much.
I wasn't going to do that, and then I says, well, maybe I should go back into the thoroughbreds, and then I says, you know what, I would be traveling all around the country again every 3-4 months. And then with the history, what's going on. And I says, you know what, let me just pack it in and let me concentrate on making my movie. Because, and that's what happened. I wound up writing a book and everything started to happen.
Yeah, I know your whole story. I just asking you because I would turn over my whole stable to you because I talked to my owners already and they said whatever I like to do. So, I mean, they're great payers. I mean, you could average 20 to 25,000 a month gross,
Eddie, I'm flattered, and it has nothing to do with money, but I got too many things going on now. And if it wasn't for the movie thing that I'm working on and 1 or 2 other things I'm working on, I would probably do it because it's kind of local for me once they get back.
Yeah.
But I just can't. But Eddie, you got to take care of yourself. You know, you got
Yeah.
to take care of yourself, and you got to do. You know, you got to do whatever you have to do. Don't. Good thing you have an owner that's willing to work with you, but don't you have a? Can't you hire like a second?
I have an assistant trainer. Matter of fact, he was assistant trainer to Angel Penna. I had to put on a light so I could see. Yeah, Angel Penner. He worked for a lot of years, and no, he's a great assistant.
So
He's the
just
one that goes into the paddocks and stuff.
leave it like that, Eddie. Just take care of yourself. You could do everything. Hook up some kind of Zoom call from your home to the office where it's
Right.
just you're there, but just take care of yourself and make sure after you got to take care of yourself first, and let that kid Angel take care of the horses. You'll be.
Yeah.
It's like you being in the office. Just stay home, do a Zoom call every morning. You could even watch the horses train and work and everything. Just take care of yourself. But
No, I've been doing that. I've been I still get up at 5 o'clock and I call them up and I give them the whole training procedures, what to do and everything. And
the owner's okay with that?
oh yeah. Hey, listen, I made the guy 752,000 in 4 years. I mean, if I say shit, he says what color. So
That's good. Just leave it the way it is. I appreciate the offer. I'm flattered, but just leave it the way it is and take care of yourself.
I will.
That's more important. But while you're
What about Keeneland? What about Keeneland? What are you talking about Keeneland? There was street claiming racing.
Yeah, I was just going to tell you this, so you might as well stay on and just listen to this.
Yeah.
You don't have to comment. Just listen. My friend called me up and told me at Keeneland Saturday, the first 3 races were claiming races. Out of the first 3 races, there were 10 horses that were claimed. 6 of the horses claimed the claims were void, and 3 of them horses that were claimed won the race, and them 3 were void too. So it's unbelievable, and that's probably a good rule because you remember when we were racing harness racing, even Thoroughbred. Once the word go was given, you own the horse. If he died if he died after the first step out of the gate, you owned him. If he come back crippled and you had to put him down, you owned him. Now they changed it where
and you had to pay the $250 to cart him away.
Yeah. So now it's unbelievable that out of them 6 claims that were void, because they after the race, in the spit box when they check them out, the vets there, all 3 of them were dead lame after the race, and 3 of them won. 3 of them won, and then he told me that 2 years at Saratoga, they had let's see. All 3 horses were claimed in the same race. All 3 claims were void. The trainers were Brown, Pletcher, and Rice, and all 3 horses the claims were void. It's unbelievable to me that this is happening, and maybe. I wonder if HISA has anything to do with that. I don't.
Well, well, HISA now runs the spit box that they have their vets. I don't know if you remember Dr. Veterosa. Dr. Veterosa was the state vet at Belmont and Aqueduct. Well, he became the head vet for HISA. And him and I don't know if you remember Dr. Baker. Dr. Baker used to do the backs. Remember the Roosevelt Raceway and Yonkers Raceway? He is now the secondary vet for HISA, who goes around with 3 other vets, and they stand by the racetrack and they watch horses jog in the morning and train. And if they see anything, they go back to that barn and they take they may have put the horse on the vet's list. So it's all to do with HISA. They do it to protect the, per se, the owners with the voids, but yet you still have the decision. If you want that horse, you could take him.
Oh, even though if you want him, even though he comes out lame, if they say you don't have to take him, you can still take him if you want him.
You could, if you want that horse, but you're on the vet's list, you know. Yeah. So you still got the basically almost the 30-day rule to get the horse, you know, in shape or get him sound, and then you got to work him in front of the vet and get the blood taken and all that. So it's like a 30-day process.
It's like buyer's remorse for a horse. It's called buyer a horse.
Eddie, are you going to be whatever you have? I don't know if you want to explain what you have, but is it going to be okay? I mean, is this like you're going to get treated and then the treatment?
Well, the heart is could be, you know, treated. I'm going through. I'm so fatigued and so tired. So they want to find out if it's the myeloma, the blood disease, or the heart. And with the AFib, I could be damaging my muscles in the back of my heart. So right now I'm going through the whole month of June and July. I got to go through a lot of tests. Matter of fact, Thursday, I got to go back to the oncologist because they ran blood. So they want to see if my hemoglobin or my creatine levels, my white cells, my red cells, see how if they are
Are you on Eliquis? Are you on Eliquis?
I'm on some kind of some drip. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I don't take the 2 pills a day, one in the morning, one
at night. No. I go for the infusions, you know. So they got me on some kind of a trial basis because I had the stage 1, which was not too bad, and I just spoke to my cardiologist about it too, and he says that being that they're not putting you on any kind of chemo or any kind of radiation or anything, because it's really not that bad, you know. So it's you know, it's just it's a pain in the friggin' ass, you know. So yeah, but I you know, it's like Larry just went through it. You know, your mind works in strange ways, and you wonder if, but, or maybe, and you know, basically, you know. But I got a clear head, you know. So fuck it, I'm just gonna go. You know, every day's a new chapter. So
yeah,
you know.
But stay home and do what you're doing. Just stay home, call to your second trainer, and you still call the shots anyway. You don't have to be there and face that traffic and all the weather and all the bullshit. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, the summertime is not too bad with it because it's daylight around 4:30, 4:45, so it's okay. So if I take the ride in, I just make sure I just sit there and I go up to the track and I sit in my car, and then I come out and I stand there and I just watch the horses gallop and jog, and then I'm done by, I would say, 9, because I only got 5 right now. I got 2 up in the Finger Lakes, so, and you know, so every day, you know, it's good, it's cool.
The AFib is controlled, Eddie. It's controlled, right?
Well, I take the
metoprolol.
Yeah.
You should ask the doctor about Eliquis. It's especially for AFib. I have AFib, and I take Eliquis, and it protects you from getting strokes or heart attacks. It's a great drug, they say. It's called Eliquis. Look into it.
I will definitely, you know, I'm surprised he gave me, you know, I take 50 milligrams of that, whatever the hell it is, metropolazole, whatever.
Yeah, I'm on 100.
Yeah. Then I take the losartan with the diuretic because my legs are. I'm starting. They might. They're worried
Swelling.
about congested heart failure. So I got to go for. I got to go see a doctor. What the fuck's his name? Well, whatever. I got so many doctors. I got to go for my veins because I stand on my feet too long. My feet, my ankles, they blow up. So.
Eddie, take care of yourself.
Yeah, they don't want you to get
Before you go,
a
Eddie,
blood
before
clot.
you go, I got to ask you one question.
Wow.
Just one question. I'm going to put a picture up. The one with the black hair is number 1. The one with the other hair is number 2. Tell me which one you think is prettier. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it very much. I like Jesus.
Go number 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I mean, because she has that Polynesian type of look.
There was a
I
girl,
think they're
the oldest
sisters.
girl that worked as a topless dancer at the Bon Vivant looked just like the girl with the black hair.
That's the one I used to go out with, Helen of Troy. Helen.
I'm not saying anything more than the one that was on the dancer at the Bon Vivant looked just like her.
Yeah, that's the one that I went out with for a year. I went to California with her.
All right. So
As a
which
matter
one,
of fact, there was 2 sisters.
which one do you think is nicer looking? In fact, Joe said they might be sisters. I don't even know.
I think so. Look at them. They got the same nose. They got
Same.
they got this.
Now they got the Botox lip to the left.
You don't know that they're Botox. They're beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
Which one, Eddie? Before you.
Number 1,
I
he
like
said.
number 1.
Okay, Eddie,
Wow.
go take care of yourself and keep us.
Keep you posted. Nah, I'm on. So go ahead. What else you got to talk about?
I don't know. No, we're gonna what we were.
Where's
gonna,
Anthony making wine?
Anthony, we were gonna have Mario Marcelino on again because we have a bunch of races he was in, and we had the race that when he broke the bit. And so he sent everything to Anthony because Anthony knows how to download these things and put them up. And Anthony called me at about 7:00, and he says that all the internet service in his whole area won't be back on until 1:00. So then I called you. You didn't answer. I called Joe, and I says, "It's just me and you, Joe. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but here we are." And then you popped up. So you know what we'll do? What we'll do is we'll go to there's 50 comments here. We'll go down these comments and maybe and we'll see. And Eddie, anytime you want to just pass out, just
pass out. Yeah, I'll pass out.
Just go anytime you want. Okay, we're gonna go right down the list. Okay, Rick Simon. Hi, Larry. Hello. Angelique. Hello, Larry and Joe. And Eddie popped
Angelique.
up. Okay, Sundance. Oh, see, they came on before you come on, Eddie.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. Hello. Hi, Joe. What's up? Hi, Joe.
Okay, let's go. Let's pass all these things. Hello. Everybody's saying hello to one another. Okay. Okay, Sundance, hit the like button, ring the bell, and subscribe. That's right. Hit the like button. Larry.
Yeah, hit the like button if you like number 1 or you like number 2.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah. If you like 1 or 2, mention. Okay, Larry, do you
like
know
them both.
actor Dominic
Canisi, that's the guy from the Sopranos, the one that used to sing. That was the Sopranos' uncle.
That's the uncle. What's his name?
Yeah.
Uncle Fester.
I probably met him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I know him. But I know that all of the Sopranos, they go to all of these feasts that my friends run, and they just had a film festival right here where I live in Rutherford. and I live in Lyndhurst, but Rutherford, and all the Sopranos were there, and I think he was there too. But I don't know.
Uncle Junior.
Yeah,
That's who it is, Uncle Junior.
Uncle
Yeah,
Fester.
Oh, I think he
Uncle
was there.
Junior.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's that
yeah.
old.
Dominic Panisi. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the one that sang all the time. He's the one that shot the.
yeah. He's a singer too. He sings, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah. Okay. Eddie Davis is in Delaware, still winning races at 82. Yes, he is.
Oh.
82. Wow. Eric, I just watched YouTube video end of Aqueduct in 2020. This is final and what date? Tracks closing weekly. So I guess he's saying that Aqueduct is what is that? I just watched YouTube video end of Aqueduct. Right, Aqueduct
Yeah,
shut.
it's called the end of Aqueduct. That they had a lot of people talking on the microphone and about the closure of Aqueduct when Belmont opens up in 2026. They're going to open up in the fall of 2026. They're going to run the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga again. And they just got the okay to have the Breeders' Cup in 2027 at Belmont.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Dave McKenna says dead heat, Mr. Rolla. I don't know what that means.
The two girls.
Hi, the two girls.
Oh, the two girls. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here. One, I like two. Okay. All right. Dead heat. That's how I feel. Dead heat. I just can't pick one. It'd probably be better if you showed the whole body, because I mean, after the face,
Larry,
I mean, what if I
I'm
mean,
gonna I'm gonna send you the picture of the one that you said that looks like the one that danced at the Bombi Mont. I'll send you a picture and you tell me if that's the one you think it is.
okay.
With the long black hair.
All I know is the one that was, and I had dinner with her many times. In fact, when I went up to a house and we spent a lot of time together. She was the oldest one. Most of the other dancers were a lot younger than her. She was the oldest one.
That was Juanita.
I don't know. I don't remember her name, but she was
Yeah,
beautiful. She was
yeah, that
beautiful.
was Juanita. She was the oldest dancer. She
In
lived
fact,
there up in Monticello, right?
I don't remember. All I know is that
And you went to her house, you said.
I went to her house. I don't remember where it was.
In Monticello, no?
Oh, I don't think it was She didn't live in. Oh, maybe she lived in Monticello when she worked there. I'm
Yeah.
talking after, years later.
Okay.
But I hope it wasn't the one you went out with.
No, I
yeah.
know. She was in California. She passed away at 52 years old, the poor kid.
The one that you went out with?
Yes, yes. Rick Simon says he likes number 2.
Yeah, Rick Simon likes number 2. Okay, let's see. Okay, what's this? Both are amazing. If I had to pick, I'd take the dark-haired one like Joe. Okay. End of an era. Sundance with the horses. What a shame. Horrible. Rick, looks like a spleen cut open. That's the picture. That's the picture. Okay, that's one. That's the picture we put up, right, Joe? He
Yep.
says it looks like a spleen cut open. Okay, let's see what this is. Sundance. The YouTube video in New York's last. Okay, they're talking amongst themselves. Let's get past all of this. Platino, one of my boys, Johnny Platino. Johnny Platino is one of your boys. He's one of our good friends. Okay, God bless you, Eddie.
Thank you, Pat.
David Arthur, God bless you, Eddie. Get well soon.
Thank you, David.
Rick Simon, I was going to say pancreas. So far, nobody got it. If you got it right, I'll tell you. So far, nobody got it right. But they're they're in the right area, right?
Yep.
They're getting close. Gonna miss seeing you around the track, Eddie. Feel better. That's Steve. That's the guy you know, Eddie.
Steve Lucille?
Lucille,
Yeah,
yeah.
I see him. Yeah.
Eddie's all right. He'll win 3 races this week.
I'm running 2 Thursday, Saturday. I'm running 2. I'm trying that big white horse on the grass first time.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
know?
right.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
gonna be on the grass Saturday.
yeah, yeah.
Is
You've
it?
been waiting for that, right?
Is
Yeah,
it?
he's in the 6th race. It's a tough race, but I just want to see if he can run on it because he's got a good turf number, and we'll see what happens. And the other one, Dolce Sad, is running in the 3rd race. I just breezed her in 47-2. I mean, she got a bullet 1 out of 100 and something. I don't know.
Oh, well, we both know that don't mean nothing. What else you
Well,
got?
no.
She in
But
good
she's
shape?
in the right class. She's definitely in the right cheap.
Okay. All right. Sundance says it's a pancreas. Nope. Sundance.
Gallbladder. What are you looking at?
All right. I'll show. Let me get out of this. Let's go back to this.
Eddie, best feel better. Prayers for you. Thank you, Sundance.
That's what we're looking at, Eddie. See that picture?
Yeah,
Got to guess what that is. Okay. Now we got
that's a
to.
baked potato with bacon chips.
Oh, I lost my. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Eric. Why aren't horses by same trainer run as an entry in thoroughbreds like they do in harness racing? Sunday at Woodbine, the 1-9 by Case ran dead last, and his other 7-1 won easily crooked. I don't know. Maybe you can answer that. But don't they?
What, the entries? Well,
Yeah.
different owners.
If they're the same owners, they run as an entry. If they're different owners,
Yes, that's an automatic. Different owners, they run separately.
It used to be
They're
a trainer.
definitely the same trainer. You can put any amount of horses you want in if they're owned by different owners,
Right.
and they're all betting interest.
all right. Angelique says hello, Eddie.
Hello, Angelique.
All right, Pat. If you claim a horse in a race, the horse ends up winning. The prior owner guy you purchased from gets the purse money, doesn't he? Yes. You
Yeah,
own the horse, but he gets the money. The horse dies in the race or comes up crippled, whatever, you own him. As soon as the word go is given, you own that horse, but the purse money goes to the old owner. Okay.
Bobby Van Ostrin from Roosevelt says number 2. We got another 2 bet.
Bobby Van Ostrin. I remember him. Bobby Van. Didn't he have a brother?
Yep.
yeah,
I spoke to him last week.
Yeah.
Good guys.
But they were big guys, right?
Yeah.
Light color hair.
Yep.
they had that good colt there, that Mayaka Prince.
Yeah, Mayaka Prince.
Yeah,
I got talking about Mallorca Prince. This stuff drives me crazy because to me, Mallorca Prince, and I know it's probably hidden ownership. I could talk about it now because everybody's dead. But Mallorca Prince was really owned by a mob guy they called him Lillian Green. I think Lillian Green, was that it? Lillian Green. Oh no, Mallorca Prince. Or maybe it was Lillian Green. I don't know. I better shut up because I don't know what I'm talking about. But I thought I don't know. I better keep quiet. Okay, Steve. Yes, Pat. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thought so. Okay, Joe. I take twice a day. What is that you said, Joe?
It's for atrial fibrillation. It
The blood
decreases
thinner.
it decreases your chance of getting a blood clot.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's supposed to be very good.
That's what. Yeah.
It cuts your
Eloquent, right?
stroke
Yeah.
rate down 80%.
Eddie, co-stars. When you going to send me that picture, Eddie?
What?
Because if you send it to me now, you can you send it from right where you're sitting, or you can't.
Oh, no, I have to go off the
All
phone.
right,
I
forget about
don't.
it. Okay, no, stay right there. Stay right there.
Yeah,
Don't go
don't
around.
waste your energy. We need it for halftime.
For a half hour more. 10
For
and
halftime.
9 o'clock. I salute.
Take a
They
commercial break.
Eric says they got same nose jobs, boob jobs, liposuction, artificial like beauty face. I don't
Nah,
know if that's
I
if
don't think so. They're still
No,
young.
no.
they're I don't know. Best wishes to Mr. DeLauro and go 2 for 2 Saturday at Aqueduct.
Okay, thanks, David.
Okay, Gary D. Was that first time Belmont race went a 1.25 mile race because of remodeling Belmont track?
No, what for the Belmont Stakes?
I guess.
Well, that's the second time because they ran it. The mile and a half they cut it to a mile and a quarter. So what are you going to do? I don't know. They're going to have it at a mile and a half when they go back to Belmont. So
Gary D says flip a coin on 2 beautiful girls. Yeah. I still say if we saw their whole body, I'd be able to definitely pick a winner.
Larry, at our age, we got no choice.
No, I still got a choice.
That's a good choice, I tell you that.
Hey, gentlemen, question for Eddie. I see you have 2 in Saturday. Good luck.
thank
Yeah.
you, Joe.
Okay. Hi, guys. Eddie, have any winners for us? We already talked about that. Gallbladder, no Sundance. It's not Larry's intestine they cut out. No, Rick. Boy, they're getting creative. Joe, hey, guys. Box the one. Box the one. He likes the one. Eddie, what did you think about the Belmont? Great horses or a down year in racing?
No, I think that was the best 3-year-old crop for a long time. You know, they really showed their colors. The top three. That journalist is a nice Colton. The winner. Oh, and Baeza. Those three. I mean, they showed their true colors. That sovereignty is going to be the 3-year-old of the year, definitely. Oh, that those are definitely that's some exacta. You don't even have to box it.
That's a dead heat.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, mannaggia di aula. Leave
this.
them up and we could talk. We fantasize a little bit.
I wish I wish I knew who they were because
Where did you get
Where did you get this picture?
it was on Facebook. I don't know. I see
Ah,
in that chair all day long going crazy, and I just look. I'm getting like these kids. I just look at my phone on Facebook. You can't watch the news anymore. It's the same bullshit. So I go on YouTube. I go on Facebook, and I saw these girls, and it just amazes me when I see them. I don't know. It's I guess all men are like that. They just love beauty, and these just beautiful.
well, they are nice to look at when the whole thing is staring at you.
The shape of the eyes are perfect. The eyebrows are perfect. The nose on both of them are perfect. The lips are perfect. Like everything is perfect. And they're too young to have all that other bullshit. Now, naturally, all the makeup, I'm sure they had real good makeup artists and everything else, and they could probably even get me to look like one of them
You're gonna get the
let's
other
not get
girls.
carried away, Larry.
Huh?
Yeah, the girls are gonna get jealous. There,
You got. What about your lacage, your lacage girls?
Kaj.
They make you look like that.
I told you about the. I told you about the guy that when the when 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 Resolution Trust Company (RTC) took over the property that I was on. They sent the lawyer down, and the lawyer was watching the show, and he fell in love with Marilyn Monroe. And he says, "Could you fix me up with her?" The attorney did. He was there to manage the property, and I was going to keep the show going until the property was sold because I told him that I would buy the property, and we made a deal. He was going to let me know what the highest bid was, and then I was going to go higher and everything, and that's exactly what happened. But he fell in love with Marilyn Monroe, and I said, it's a guy. And he didn't care. He just, but when the guy took the makeup off, he was the ugliest fuck. Oh my God, it was pop holes and pothole. It looks like craters in his face, and it's ugly. But they have that one of the stars that they do is Marilyn Monroe, and they have pictures in the little booths that they have because I had about 10 or 15 special booths for them with the mirrors and lights all around, and they put the pictures of whatever stars they're going to imitate. And he had pictures of Marilyn Monroe. When he got done with his makeup, he looked exactly like Marilyn Monroe with the eyelashes. And I guess makeup could do a lot of stuff. And but Jesus Christ, I would have loved to. I never asked him. I says, "How was?" I was dying to ask him the next day. Next morning, we met. I know night with her because
ran away.
I also had a 128 room motel that was on the same property that I leased all the property, and he stayed in that guy's room, the guy who imitated Marilyn Monroe. And I met him for breakfast the next morning. I was dying to say, "Well, how did it go?" I didn't know what to say. I didn't say nothing. But I mean, Jesus Christ, he was. And then we had a big pool, and in the daytime, all the female impersonators were guys. They were all by the pool. He was the ugliest one of all of them. I mean, terrible. He was terrible. But on the stage, with the makeup and the lights, and then you're sitting far away, he look gorgeous. But what are you gonna do? Let's see.
There's a lot of artificial intelligence on Facebook, so you got to be careful. It ain't the real deal no more.
That's it.
How does DeLauro always get Rosario? What's that mean? Oh, the jockey.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, me and Joel have a good rapport, good relationship, and his agent, Ronnie Anderson, always takes the mounts that I put him on because he says that he complimented me last time when I put him on First Trumpet. He says that for a small stable, your horses always are sound and ready to win. And so when I call him, he says no problem, go ahead. He's not riding the horses this Saturday because he's riding in Delaware. So.
All right, Pat says, Corey, it was at least the second year of 1.25 miles. Heard rumors last year that Belmont was going to keep it at that distance. I sincerely hope they go back to 1.5 miles. Well, I don't know. He thinks they're gonna. He likes it. He wants it to go back to 1.5 miles. It was 1.25 miles. All right. Looks like
the 1.5 miles is the test of champions. So the 1.25 miles is Kentucky Derby. So it's not really the distance of the Triple Crowns. So they're gonna probably go back to the 1.5 miles.
Well, if that if that
I mean,
race,
if you look at it logically, with as far as the Triple Crown, the Derby is a mile and a quarter. The Preakness is what, a mile and 3/16, and the Belmont's supposed to be a mile and a half to show the true Triple Crown winners.
well,
So
I'm sure that if it was a mile and a half, maybe the fractions would be a little bit different. But if it was still an 8-horse field and the fraction were basically the same, the winner would have won by 20 lengths, I think. Okay, let's see. Here's another guess. Looks like chicken lizards. Wrong, Gary.
Lizards, gizzards,
Bruce,
chicken. What's a chicken lizard?
chicken lizards. Chicken lizards.
Gizzard.
Gizzards.
Chicken
That's right,
lizard.
gizzards. It's gizzards, not lizards. Ed, did Mott cost himself a Triple Crown? Was he too conservative?
well, it's for him to make that decision, and it could have cost him, or it could have not. So he made a decision that was beneficiary to the horse and the owners and himself, and it worked out. It panned out. And Billy Mott's a hell of a guy. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the interview on Billy Mott. He had a tragic loss, I think about 2 years ago. His granddaughter, who was 2 years old, passed away of a brain tumor. His son's daughter, and I was so happy for him that he won the Derby and the Belmont.
I heard that the people that own that horse are foreigners, and they own the largest. They're the biggest thoroughbred owners in the world, and they also have the biggest breeding facility in the world. And they don't have no horses except high-end stake horses, and they don't sell anything. And they're the ones that really made the decision to do that. So I'm sure they talk with him about it, but that's what I heard. So
Yeah.
we'll see. All right, this guy says appendix. No, nobody got it yet. How does DeLauro? Oh, okay, we answered that already. I think the entry works for HISA. Okay, colon. Nope. They don't need nothing natural beauty.
The girls.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Is that true?
Kamala kicked out her husband.
Is that true?
I don't know. She's available. Or maybe Pelosi, yeah.
Well, that's straight in there, Kate. Didn't Obama's wife throw out Obama?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're on the verge. I hear a lot of rumors about that. Obama, Michelle, and Barack. He's double gated, they say. She's a transvestite, they say. Who knows?
All right, Pat says exactly right, Eddie. I will never recognize a Triple Crown winner without all 12 furlongs. All right. Liver.
Now, is that a horse part or what? What is it?
It's a human part.
It's chicken parmesan.
No, it looked like a baked potato with the bacon bits, but what are you going to do?
Today on ESPN, they had a debate about best athletes, baseball, football, tennis, etc. I voted for jockey and boxer as top athletes. When I have a friend, the guy who bought the Thoroughbred, and we had this conversation, and he says that the best athletes are hockey players. His son's a great hockey player, young kid, but he's really good.
They're the toughest, that's for sure.
Yeah, and his son's unbelievable. He showed me videos. He's always on Facebook too, and I think his son's going to be a pro. His son's really good, and we had that conversation. He said that that hockey players are the toughest for a lot of different reasons, and he said all the reasons. He's probably right. You believe these memory pills are not working because I must have spent 5 months with this guy almost every day, and I can't remember his name. I can't believe it. I can't believe I can't remember his name. Oh my God. Anyway, his son is a great hockey player. Oh boy, the pills ain't working. Well, they're 3 months worth of pills. I only been taking them for a week, so 2 weeks now.
Yeah, it's longer than a week. It's at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's at least 2 weeks, but they're not helping. But certain things even when that Mike Druss called me up, he telling me things I have no clue. But then again, there's certain things, and it's not short-term memory loss or long-term memory because some things I remember that happened 2 weeks ago, like perfectly, and some things that happened 50, 60 years ago, I remember perfectly. But some things, and it's not that some things were more important or not. That just I don't know. There's just certain situations. Like I remember October 8th, 1978. I got even with the whole world. I remember that day. I remember handing Bert that money. I remember that. Like it
Your
was
birthday's October 9th, right?
my birthday's October 8th. It was my
8th.
birthday.
Yeah, right.
That's why I remember it. But there's certain things I remember. If I just can't remember. I can't remember names and birthdays and phone numbers. And
I do the same thing. Names. I mean, if I seen the person, then I would say, "Well, yeah, that's so and so." But if you talk about somebody,
my cousin's good friend is that baseball football player. He played with Lawrence Taylor on the Giants. Together, they won a bunch of Super Bowls in the '80s. Leonard Marshall, and we were talk. Me and my cousin were talking about him, and up until the day I met him, I could never remember. I said, "Who's that football player that's coming here today for lunch?" And then and then once I met him, now I remember his name, but I don't know why I remember his name because there's a lot of people that I met with my cousin the same day when we were at his place of business that I don't remember. He introduced me. I don't remember, but that one name, I don't know what it is. But I guess who knows?
you remember Tommy Sarasso?
No.
Yeah.
You don't remember Tommy Sarasso, Larry?
Well, who is he?
No, he used to be a harness trainer driver.
Tarasso?
He didn't drive.
Sir,
He just trained.
Trained Tommy.
Where
His best friend was the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills.
Gary Morangi.
There you go. Hey, you
Hey,
don't remember?
you heard the Gary Morangi story?
I might have. I don't know.
He gets a check from Yonkers Raceway for a claim. His horse gets claimed, right?
Yeah.
He gets the check. It's like $20,000, and he calls the horseman's bookkeeper. He got the check. He calls the horseman's bookkeeper and says, "I never got the claim check." So she says, "Well, we'll put a stop on it, but you got to wait 2 weeks, and then we can reissue another one." So he says, "No problem." Meanwhile, he has the check, right? So 2 weeks later, the horseman bookkeeper said, "Okay, we got the clear to send you another check." So at that time, you were allowed to cash checks at Yonkers,
Yeah, upstairs.
Meadowlands.
Yeah.
So he had two checks. He went to the Meadowlands and cashed the check, and he went to Yonkers and cashed the check. He cashed two checks in one night, and he got out of the business. In other words, he had both checks, but the Meadowlands would cash because it's from Yonkers Raceway.
Yeah.
And Yonkers Raceway would cash their checks. So he got $40,000 and he got out of the business. and he got away with it.
He got into the garbage. Then he go into the garbage. The
Yeah,
garbage. Yeah.
no, that ain't him. Morangi Carding, I remember that.
Hey, what does this mean here? This Rick sign. What does that mean? No, not this. What's this mean? What does that mean?
Shashol?
Chandrul, you know Brajol? Who the hell knows? Is that it, Rick?
Brajol, but not, I don't know what Shashol is.
Got to be kidneys.
Gary D is a winner.
Gary D is the winner.
Okay.
That's my Democratic kidney. It's my left kidney. Taken out 8 years ago. Cancerous kidney. If you see those walnuts on it there, that looks like 2 walnuts.
Yeah, the bacon bits.
Split in half. After they took the kidney out, they slice it in half. And those 2 walnuts are the kidney, the cancer on both sides. And if it broke that wall, I would have been dead 8 years ago. They would have gave me 3 to 6 months, but they caught it just in time. They had to take my kidney out immediately. They took it out within 2 weeks, and I didn't need chemo. I didn't need anything. The good Lord was with me, and I found it by a mistake.
How'd you find it? How'd you know?
I went to. I was getting this little pain in my right side of and this is my left kidney. Understand? So I'm getting this little pain in my right side, a sharp little pain, and it was happening like every month, and then it was happening like every 3 weeks, and then it was happening like every week. So I said, let me check this out. It was only once in a while. So I was in Memorial Hospital here in Florida, good hospital. I was there for 20 hours. And they says, we're going to bring you up for an MRI or CAT scan, I think. And they had so many people in the emergency room that they had no rooms to put you in, no curtained off rooms. So they had the beds lined up all around the nurses' stations and the doctor stations. So after 20 hours, I hear the doctor say, and I'm right next to him, like my bed is against the desk where the doctor was. And they said, we got to admit this patient Guarino. He's call me Guarino. He says, we found cancer in his kidney. And I jumped up. I thought I was falling asleep or I was dreaming or I don't know. But sure enough, the doctor came to me about 10 minutes later. He said, listen, got a little bad news for you. I says, I know. I heard. I was right next to you when you're on the phone saying that you needed a room. And that's how I found out. Wow. They took it out, and the doctor says, you don't know how lucky you are. If that broke through the wall, it would have metastasized all over my other organs. So I got a big blessing. That kidney weighed 8.5 pounds with the fat around it and what they cut out.
Me.
They had to cut me from one side of my belly to the other to get it out. 9-hour operation.
So you only got one kidney now, right?
Yeah, for the last 8 years.
Wow. Well, that's not a problem, right?
No, I mean, it's not a problem until something, I mean, if something happens where I need another MRI with contrast, or I need another operation, it's dangerous then. But besides that, I got a lease on life.
Sa benedito, Giuseppe.
Yeah. I was 59 years old. I'm saying, you got to be kidding me. I never smoked or anything.
You know what they say? I learned a little bit because of my situation. They really believe that that the parasites in your body create cancer or spread it or something. And that's why ivermectin works so well and them other parasite killing drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's unbelievable. The more I learn about this stuff, the more it amazes me that when 4 or 5 years ago, when COVID, the doctors that knew that ivermectin was probably the only virus killing drug they knew, they started taking it, and they were giving it to patients of theirs that had COVID that also had cancer, and before you know it, they never got COVID, and the cancer was cured, and that started the whole thing. And
Dr. Fauci squashed that.
I have to tell you, since this
What a
happened,
piece of garbage, Fauci.
since this happened to me,
He definitely took it off the market. He criticized that stuff and everything.
since this happened to me, and I mentioned it I wasn't going to mention it, but when I
Oh
found out,
yeah, thank you, Larry, for sending me all that stuff. I sent it to my niece, and they're gonna look into it. Thank you.
yeah, I must have sent it to 15, 20 people, and that had no clue, that had no idea, and it amazes me that these a lot of these surgeons that do that kind of work, they know about it, but it's not in their protocol, and because it's not approved for as a cancer killing drug by the FDA, they cannot prescribe it,
Right.
and yet it's the only thing out there that's killing cancer with absolutely no side effects. It's just unbelievable, and the more I'm looking forward to. I took it for when I that information I sent you, Eddie.
Yeah,
That information that I went through, the doctor gave me a 3 month supply of ivermectin, two other parasite killing drugs, and two other things that I sent you.
yeah.
I only took 10 days. I took 10 days of it, and I says if this is going to work, I'm going to get some kind of signal from the blood test, and I did, and I took it for 10 days. I took the blood test, and the blood tests come back zero cancer throughout my body. Where the test before I took the ivermectin, it come back that I did have cancer throughout my blood in my blood,
Hmm.
and that's during that waiting for that time. I sent away for the ivermectin through a friend, and I took it for 10 days. I took another test. In fact, I took two tests. One test that I had to pay $1,000 for, and the other test that they gave me for free. And both tests come back that there's absolutely no cancer. So I haven't taken. I still have 2.5 months worth of that medicine, and I take my next test, and I think in another month and a half. And if that comes back that I'm clear, I'm never going to take it. I'm going to give it to somebody that might be able to use it. And if it comes
Well,
back that they found a trace or whatever, I'll continue taking it.
why didn't you continue on it, Larry? I don't understand why you stopped
Why?
it.
Why should I? Well, why?
Well,
I mean,
because it's a constant battle, cancer. I mean,
no, it's true. They say that it could prevent it too because it kills parasites,
right.
kills the cancer cells. But look, I'm 84 years old. If I don't do nothing and the cancer reappears, it's going to take 2, 3 years to kill me. I'll be dead by then anyway. So, now I'm just experimenting because if it still don't come back, that means that then 10 days of just taking ivermectin for 10 days, it killed everything, and my immune system built back up to the point because I never took chemotherapy, so I didn't hurt my immune system. My immune system is strong enough to kill whatever little, if there is still some. So I'm just going to wait and see.
What's
Because
your platelet reading?
oh, I got all that information. I got information. It's a whole book. It's like
Yeah, I know. Oh.
I have all that information. I don't read it. I don't read it because it don't matter to me as long as the test comes back 0.00. That's all I care about. And if the next test comes back the same way, I'm not going to take it. But every 3 months now, I'm ordered to take the blood test, and every 6 months I have to take a colonoscopy. So we'll see. But if I don't take nothing, I'll die of natural causes before I die of cancer. But this is for all the kids. Eddie called me up and I sent him all that information. I must have sent it to, God, 15, 20 people already that, and all my neighbors around here. It's sad because there is not one person in the world that you can talk to that don't have cancer or don't know somebody in their immediate family that has cancer. And when you really know the ins and outs of the whole cancer society, that's one big private organization, even though they're separated, but it's all privately owned and profit driven. That's it.
It's definitely a big business.
Yeah, and ivermectin, and that's the other problem, is that when they starting to find this out now, you could find ivermectin all over the place, but it's on Facebook. Every advertisement is ivermectin, and but you have to get a prescription to get it, and if you do get it, uh, unless you get it from China or something or India,
but you got to be careful for bootleg stuff. Everything where there's money is bootleg.
Yeah, it's all bootleg stuff. But I got lucky because Dina, one of my friends, she went to school. She graduated college with a top surgeon, and she asked him about it, and he says, and she said, it was a woman. She says, a good friend who's been doing this for a long time, and that's the doctor I sent you, Eddie. He's the one.
Yeah, McMillan or something. Yeah,
whatever his name is.
Yeah.
The number you call, you get his receptionist, you get his nurse on the phone, and she says, "Okay, send all your medical notes, all the chemistry and everything that you got, and you got to give them a credit card for $400. That $400 allows them, gets you to send all your material over to them. They review it. They give it to the doctor. The doctor then schedules a 45-minute Zoom call with you. He has all your information. He talks to you about your condition, your cancer, what kind, how it is, because he has all the information in front of him. And then, based on everything that he sees in your chemical and your reports and everything, he recommends. Well, he prescribes a treatment. And for me, he prescribed 5 things: ivermectin, 40 milligrams per tablet once a day, 2 other parasite killing drugs. I forget the dosage, but he gives you the whole thing. He gives you 3 months worth of all that stuff, and all for $400. It's amazing, and like I said, I took it for 10 days, and it went from having cancer throughout my body, throughout my blood, to the next 2 tests I took. One was the same test, and one was a new test that just come out that's still not approved by the FDA, and it come back 0, 0, 0, 0. And now I don't take it no more. I have it, but I don't take it. And I'm waiting for the next blood test. If the next blood test comes back 0, 0, 0, 0, just like the first one, I just want to match them. And if it comes back that it started up again or whatever, that means my immune system is not quite strong enough because of age and everything to handle that. So I will continue taking it, and that's it. And the ivermectin, compared to everything else out there, it's cheap. It's
cheap.
It's cheap, and you can't overdose, and there's absolutely no side effects at all, none.
Right.
And I take 40 milligrams, and there's no side effects.
Do you got it in pill form, Larry?
Pills, yeah, all pills.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, all pills. I can't tell you how many people I sent it to, and a couple of heavyweight people too. A couple of heavyweight people that it amazes me that some of these very smart, educated people that call me, they never even heard about it. And I guess if you don't watch YouTube or you don't watch Facebook or whatever, you're never going to hear about it. You're not going to hear about it on regular television. And it's amazing. Like, my friend called me up. He says, "How the fuck could you not know about this?" Never heard of it. Never heard of it. That's all I've been hearing for the last. And the first time I heard it was on Joe Rogan's show. So it works. All right, now I forgot where we were with these comments.
When that Barjol and that's whatever the thing was.
I think I found it. Wow, Joe, that's something. He's okay. Angelique says, "Oh, wow, Joe, they're commenting on your thing."
Thank you.
Steve says Dr. Fauci belongs in jail with Como in the next cell. I know you agree with that, Joe.
Oh, I'd be the first to go and visit him.
All right, Rick.
Dirty dogs.
$400 total.
Disgrace the Italian people.
That's the doctor's name. What was saying all kinds of thousands. So my mom wasn't interested. Meekin's website was saying all kinds of thousands. That's the doctor's name, isn't it? I'm going to tell you in a second.
Yeah,
thousands. It was $400. $400 for the. And Rick Simon, I just have to say this. I have to say this. If it was millions and it was my mother, I'd go get the millions. So whatever it is, it is. Don't let your mother suffer. Just, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to play God. I'm just saying that if it was my mother, it made no difference. The number, it'd get done. Okay, let me find this. I'll tell you in a second. And it's not. I'm telling you. Eddie, you could vouch for this. I sent you the information. The first picture, the picture of a nurse, right? Under the nurse, there was a phone number. You call that phone number. She says, "Okay, can you give me a credit card for $400 and send me all the information?" That's what I did. Then they schedule a Zoom call for 45 minutes with the doctor a week later, after he has time to review your whole chart and everything, and that's it. So I don't know where you get the thousands from, but just give me 1 second, because now I'm anxious to see if that's the doctor's name. Oh boy. It wasn't. I'm sure it wasn't thousands. Where is it? Oh, I know how to do it. Watch. Okay. All right, I got it here. Let me see if that's the doctor's name. That's it. That's the same guy. That's it. It wasn't
McKenna. Yeah.
It wasn't all kinds of. It wasn't all kinds of thousands. It was. And Rick, if you have a pencil, there, if you have a pencil handy, I'm going to give you. Oh, geez. I'm going to give you the phone number that you should call. Where you get that? Here, you get the nurse. The number is 646-389-4012. That's 646-389-4012. That's the number I called, and exactly what they said was give me a credit card number, $400, and that was it. Now, what he did do after I got the Zoom call with him for 45 minutes, he says, "This is what I prescribe: ivermectin, and like I said, 3 or 4 other drugs. I have them right here. They're long names. I can't say the names, but he gave me that. Then the doctor said, now listen, there's many high-end vitamins that you can take and other supplements that could help build up your body. If you're the kind of person that's kind of weak and maybe your immune system is not what it should be and whatever, I happen to be in pretty good shape, but for the people who are not, I recommend, I'm going to give you a list of stuff, pick whatever you think you would need out of it. But if you're not in good shape, and you can use these are some other things that can help you along to get your body built back up again. If you take all of them, which I did, cost $800, but I never took them. I sent for them. I paid the $800 for, but about 8 or 9 pills come, all high-end vitamins and stuff and everything else. I never took them. I still have them. In fact, if somebody wants them, come and get them. I never opened one of them. All I took was the first 5 that he gave me there, and I took them for 10 days. If you take everything that he suggests, you don't need a prescription for them. They're just special kind of vitamins and stuff. Maybe that's what the website says, but I paid $400 and I got what I had to get. And then the other, it was $600. I think it was $600 it cost me. And I got all of these vitamins that if somebody wants them. So Rick, if you want to pay the $400 and the other stuff, I'll come see me and I'll give them to you. I am not going to take them. It's all kinds of vitamins and all kinds of stuff. But that's it. But Rick, take care of your mom, Rick. Okay. All right. I guess that's it, folks. Eddie, take care of yourself.
You too, Larry. Thank you for everything. And I'm going to give you that second offer.
Take care, Eddie. Take care of yourself and keep us informed.
I'll see you Thursday. Don't worry about it.
No, Thursday.
Hudson River Show.
Freddie is coming on with some people. So
okay.
You won't be getting the link. But next
All
Tuesday,
right, no links.
Next
Only
Tuesday,
sausage.
Mario's gonna, if you feel up to it,
yeah,
I'll send you a link. Mario's coming on next Tuesday with a lot of the races that he raced or won with. So we should be back on next Tuesday. I'll send you a link if you feel up to it. You come on.
Yeah, definitely. Joey, text me Joe Rico's number.
Okay, I'm going to call you tomorrow to see how you're doing.
Okay.
And
no problem.
You want me to text it to you? I'll give it to you tomorrow.
I'll
talk to you tomorrow.
All right.
I want you to send me the picture of the girl.
Right after I hang up.
Goodbye. See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
Who's the winner? 1 or 2?
Oh.
The one I'm going to send you. The one I'm going to send you is going to be the winner.
We don't have no door number 3.
Only a few people said it. Okay, well, let me
listen, Larry, not to be disrespectful. There's a lot of ladies you got on here that really they get offended. A lot do. I'm telling you the truth.
All our girls are good looking.
Well,
no, they're beautiful. I'm just saying, but then they ain't gonna respond.
Let me. There's only 4 or 5 girls on here. One of them is Trish. When Trish worked for me, she was young, she was beautiful, and now she's probably 70, 80. Who knows how old she is? These girls are in their 20s. They're kids. And that Angelique or whatever, I don't know how old she is now, but the picture that she sends is just as
gorgeous. Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
And Francis,
I don't know what other girls are here, maybe 1 or 2 other ones. Francis. But Trish, when she was young, she was blonde, she was beautiful. Now she's an old crab that yells at me all the time. Okay, let me just go down here. What's this say here? Fauci should be in prison for what he did to this country. Okay, people agree with you.
I hope all of those pardons are invalid. That's what I hope.
Larry Cox wants to know, Eddie, you going to Saratoga this summer?
Just the race, not the stable.
Okay, Rick Simon, I'm looking at it, $22,999. The other says $1,200. Yeah, I have it. I gotta get Mom new blood work on July 10th. Her 6/8 appointment got canceled by the hospital. Why? Who knows? I don't understand this. I'm looking at it, $2,999.
He's looking at the website for Dr. McKenna.
I just don't get it. Forget about the website. Call the number. Just call the. Well, look, maybe things change because this was in December when this happened with me. It was in December. Now, maybe he's got flooded because I must have sent a lot of people over there, and who knows what's happening. Maybe he raised his prices. Maybe I don't know. I'm telling you, I paid $400, and the only reason I paid the other $600 was to get a bunch of vitamins and minerals that he said, if you're the kind of person that's body needs it, take it. If not, you don't have to take it. But I'm in pretty good shape, except for that one thing that happened. So I didn't take it. But Rick, if I'll give you, forget about the other stuff. Just pay the $400 and get what Doc. And then after he's done prescribing, after the $400, you have the Zoom call. He tells you, now, there's something I want to tell you. If you feel you need it, I recommend some of these things. If you think your immune system is shot, all immune system building stuff, all that blood building stuff and everything else. If you need it, fine. If you don't need it, just pay the $400 and get what he prescribes. Now, maybe he raises prices. I don't know. So I got to stop talking because maybe it's different now. I'm telling you what I went through. Okay, what else is Rick? Thanks, Larry. Have a good one, everybody. Okay, Rick. Take care of Mommy.
The key is the ivermectin, so start there.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah. All right, praying for your mom, Rick. Yep, everybody is. That's Angelique. Now, look how pretty she is. Look how pretty she is.
That's what I said.
Angelique, text me your number.
Okay. Thanks, Angelique. You're welcome. Angelique, don't mind me, Eddie. Any girl younger than me is gorgeous. That's Larry Cox. And here's Sunday saying prayers for you and your mom, Rick Simon. That cancer is a terrible, terrible fucking disease. I mean, I go to that hospital. When I went there, now I think I'm okay now, but when I go in there just the blood work and stuff, and the place is packed. I got to go just to park the car. I go up to the 5th level. And then you walk in there and you see all of these people. And I just want to go up to them and just say, did you try ivermectin? Did you try it? Did you try it? But you can't. You just can't do it. And I even asked.
When I go to the oncologist on Tuesday, I go into a room. And it's got I guess a 55-inch movie screen, and it's got 15 lounge chairs. And when you walk in, there's 15 people with all different types of cancer. And, and I talk to a lot of people, and I try to, because I got a good sense of humor, and a lot of them really like me when I do come. I talk about the horses. I show the replays of racehorses, and it is a shame that so many young people, kids that are so innocent, that are got this freaking disease that they don't even know, with the tubes and the shit coming out of it. It's a crying shame, but it's hard. It's hard to digest when you sit in that room for almost 3 hours and you look at all these people, and
you see people that 6 months ago come walking in, and then 3 months later they come in wheelchairs, and 3 months later they don't come in at all. And you just want to go to each one and say, here, I went through that stuff in the 80s with Dr. Burton. And after a while, you can't help everybody. And I just says to myself, I get sick. I get sick because I want to help everybody, but it's impossible. And I just had to put it in my head, Larry, you got to stop playing God. Just leave it. And you just have to leave it because I couldn't help anymore. I can only give them information. And what happens when you give them information? Just like now, what if somebody comes? What if Rick was to say to me, Larry, my mother's sick and this and that, and I said, just call up, just take the $400, what he'll give you to prescribe. What if he says you don't have 400? You know that I'm going to give him the 400, and if it was 4,000, I give him the 4,000. Whatever you got to do what you got to do, but it's only 400. But what happens when 200 people call you up, like what happened to me in the 80s? When 200 people call up and ask for the 400, it becomes a little different story. And that's what I went through when I had to pay Cabert and Bonnie Cutler $6,000 to $15,000 a week. And I had 10, 15 kids every week that wanted to go down to the Bahamas at $10,000 a pop. That's the situation that I was in. I don't talk about it much. I don't even know if that part of it could be in the movie, but it was going to be in the TV series because you're fucking torn. Thursday comes and they want to fly. The kids want to fly down for the weekend. The parents say it's $10,000. He don't take insurance. I don't have the money. I sent them, knowing that if I didn't come Sunday with Cabert's money, I get my fucking head blown off. But you do it, and then you just figure it out after you do it, and then figure it out. And so far, I got lucky. For the 4 years I did it, it worked out, and I helped a lot of people. And I hate to say that, and I never do say that I helped a lot of people. But that was the part of my story that Nicholas Pileggi loved. That I did this stuff that was against the rules and everything else. But I helped so many people, starting with the church I rebuilt, starting with the maybe 30, 40 kids I sent down there whose parents couldn't afford to do it and everything else, and many, many other things. I can't sit here and tell you about all the good things. I sit here and tell you about all the bad things. And that's what this podcast is about. It's about the bad things. And still, I have a fucking problem because I keep opening my mouth saying that ask me any question and I'll answer it when that's not true. Because if you ask me a question about any harness guys, I ain't answering it. About the races that I did in Monticello, I'm not answering it. And I'm not answering about Yonkers and Roosevelt. And every closet was open for me. I'm not answering it. The thoroughbreds I'll talk about because it was in all the newspapers and everything else. And myself, I'll talk about the deeds I did. And when I was 16 years old, I got the beating of my life from Detective Sands because I wouldn't tell on Joe Stump, the guy who was the only time I went on a burglary with another guy, and that was Joe Stump. And I got the beating of my life because I wouldn't tell on Joe Stump. And I ain't about to do it now. The only thing in my book, my story, was Jerry Silverman, and I called up his son. And I said to Richie Silverman, how's your dad doing? He says, he's doing fine. I says, listen, I want to ask him about this incident and everything else. He says, yeah, call him up. Don't worry. I called him up and I asked Jerry. I says, you're going to go into the Hall of Fame in 2 months. Can I tell this story? He says, what do I give a fuck? Tell it. I says, you sure? He says, yeah. And I told the story. And that's as far as I go. It's hard for me to tell all the people that I helped in my life. But I did.
You got a good heart, Larry.
It's easy to tell all the other bullshit and talk about it. But when it comes to what's going on now with this ivermectin, I went through the same thing in the 80s and the 70s with Dr. Burton, who had a cure for cancer. And because of Dr. Burton, I had a congressional hearing that lasted 3 days. I got him on 2 television shows. I got 60 minutes to go down there, and it was just a government. The government promised at the congressional hearing that they were going to send a team down to the Bahamas to check Dr. Burton's treatment out, and they never did. Up until today, they never did. That was from 1981. They still haven't sent anybody down there.
They're frauds.
It's all bullshit. And as of today, he still has a clinic in the Bahamas. The only reason I didn't go down there, and I made arrangements to go down there, but then when my friend told me about this doctor and the ivermectin, because I tried that, and if that didn't work, I was going to go to the Bahamas. The only pain in the ass thing about the Bahamas is you got to stay down there for 6 weeks. But when you go down there, you're dying, and when you come back 6 weeks later, you're cured. But you got to be down there for 6 weeks. No side effects, no nothing. And that's the experience I had. And that's why when the doctor said after I woke up in December I went in there a whole person, and I come out with half my guts taken out of me in a bag on the side. And the doctor says, starting tomorrow, we're going to go chemotherapy. And I says, look, I had no choice for this. The pain was so bad. My stomach is like I swallowed 3 watermelons. I says, and the pain was so bad, I says, do whatever you have to do. I didn't care. But now that that's out of me, I care. No chemotherapy for me. Why? I have my own reasons. And they didn't balk. They didn't say nothing. When I went back for my first examination, I told them, and I gave them all the information. I started ivermectin. And I says, I know you can't say nothing. I know it's not in your protocol. I know that's not what you prescribe. I know it's not approved by the FDA for treatment of cancer. I know all of that. And he just smiled at me. And they know. They know. Just like in the 70s and 80s when Dr. Burton, when I got him, the Bahamian government to go partners with him and build a clinic, all the people that worked for him were cancer doctors that were diagnosed by cancer, and they knew that chemotherapy was a killer, radiation didn't always work, and operation was necessary, but you had to follow it up with something, and something else was chemotherapy, which killed the good cells as far as the bad. So you felt good for a while because the cancer was gone, but you had no immune system left. So I went through all of that stuff, and it's a terrible, terrible thing. And I can tell you for sure, and I shouldn't say this because it's still the best country in the world, but the politicians, some of them are real fucking scumbags. Real fucking scumbags. And some
on
of
both sides.
Yeah, they're real fucking scumbags. And I can say a whole lot more because I was heavily involved in that. And when I had the congressional hearing and Dr. Burton came up, and it wasn't for Guy Molinari, the congressman, I think it was the congressman from Staten Island, who was responsible for me getting that congressional hearing. When he come and he testified and proved that his treatment worked with absolutely no side effects, and they swore that they would come down, and they never came down. Shame on them. And all the cancer institutes, all the cancer research and people, it's all private organizations and all profit driven, and it's sad and it's sickening. And when Dr. Burton got his full staff down in the Bahamas, every single one of them that worked for him was a cancer specialist that had cancer and went to the Bahamas to get his treatment, and they remain there to help other people. I could tell you stories that are fucking sickening, and I get angry just talking about it. Where 4, 5, 600,000 people a year were dying from cancer every fucking year, not counting the ones that lived 6 years, because they consider 5 years a success, that it's a cure. 5 years and you can't, So if you live 5 years after diagnosed, they consider that you didn't die. So it's not in the 500 numbers. But if you add it all together, it's more people die from cancer than from heart disease, and 1 million people a year die from heart disease. I could go on and on and on about, but it gets me sick, and that's why with this ivermectin, it's cheap. It's cheap, and it works. It's the only thing they know of that actually kills cancer cells with absolutely no side effects. And not only that, but I also have because when I was waiting for this, because you have to wait a week before you get the Zoom call with the doctor. And but I called up. I forgot what it was. Maybe I forget one of the harness supply places, and I asked for the ivermectin, just like we did for when we wormed the horses, and I got 2 of them. So I figure, well, if I can't get ivermectin, I got this, and then you give the whole tube for a horse that's 1,200 pounds, say 1,000 pounds. So if I'm 200 pounds, I just
take 20%.
20% of it. It's a paste. You just put it in your mouth and swallow. It's the same thing.
Panicure. They probably gave you
and it's apple flavored. It's apple flavored.
Apple flavored, right? Back then it wasn't, but today it is.
It was a white paste that got stuck all over you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, now it's a nice taste in apple flavored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just gets you sick when I go there. And then naturally you have an appointment at 1:00 and you don't get in until 2:30, and you sit there and you watch all these people and they're just wasting away, and you just want to say, I happened to meet a friend of mine up there. His wife was there. I don't want to mention his name. He's from around here, and he says, "How you doing?" I says, I told him about the ivermectin. He says, "What?" And he's writing it down. How the fuck could you not know about it? How could your wife have cancer for 2 years and you not know about ivermectin? The fuck, I don't get it. But if you don't watch the internet or on Facebook, you just don't know. You just don't know. So anyway, that's enough gloom talk. Let me see what else we got here. Let's see. I get very fucking angry. I got people knocking on my door. My neighbor two blocks away. She sees. I know a lot of people around here now because I walk my dog all the time, and they come knocking on my door. Are you the fellow with the yeah? And then I tell them. Okay, let's see. Okay, Sundance. I'm 4 years cancer-free. Good for you, Sundance. Let's see. We'll go up this way. Hopefully they find a cure for cancer and diabetes. If they find a cure, I used to know all these numbers, but they're in the billions. How much they make in the treatment of cancer just in the last year of your life for one person. It's unbelievable. It's astronomical. Maybe Trump and that other guy, whoever, should have invested in that. Okay, let's see. We got to go back a little bit. What's this say? You could give them a run for their money, Angelique. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Angelique. Angelique is just as pretty as them girls. So let's see what this says. Oh, thank you. So look how pretty she is. Look how pretty she is. And if she had them professional makeup artists doing her, she'd look just as pretty. Okay, Sundance. I never yell at you, Larry. He's cranky. I am cranky. Oh, when I was younger and with the horses, I was terrible. I used to think everybody should work and do the way I work and do things, but that's not the case.
Angelique, you're thanking Eddie and Larry, but don't forget.
What about Joe?
The first guy that saw your picture was me. I'm the one who said she's beautiful.
Okay. Sundance. What's this? I agree, Larry Cox. Okay, what's this? Sundance. Joe, sorry you went through so much. God bless. You all right, Eddie?
No, go ahead.
Thank you, Sundance. I'm okay. It was It was a rough recovery, but it worked out good. Thank you.
Okay, Joe, that kidney plain is horrible. When
Pain.
diagnosed, they found it in my left kidney when I was 25, right after I worked for Larry. Oh, that's Sundance. Okay, Joe, that kidney pain is horrible. Yeah, so she
But
had.
you know what? The funny part is, the doctors told me that the kidney pain is not bad until it's too late. But the pain I had was on the right side. They thought it was diverticulitis. The kidney on my left side, I had no pain at all. But they says this kind of cancer, until it's too late, you never even know it's there.
Like pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Sundance, thank God I didn't have to have it removed and the other kidney doesn't filter all the way. Rick Simon, I'm going to get with Milken. I'll have to get Mom's new blood work next month. She has a huge tumor on the back of her neck that needs to be removed. It's the breast cancer that's missed. Oh, God. They don't want to cut. I have my cousin who I went to see the other day has the same exact thing. And the doctors are telling her that she's 91 years old. This found this, and they took biopsies in both breasts, and she has cancers in both breasts. But they think it's kind of localized within the one lump on one breast and two on the other. They think it's kind of localized. They said if they operate, she'd be cancer free, but they can't operate because she's 91 and she'll never come out of anesthesia. So they said they have these other treatments.
And when they find it that old, when you're that old, it's very slow moving because your body is not producing the hormones it used to.
Yeah.
And that's what drives it. So usually someone diagnosed late in life, their expectancy is to live a full life. They had 5 or 6 years, they'll still live that life.
That's why they used to. Anyway, I told my cousin that I gave her all the information about ivermectin, and I says, when you go back to the doctor, her son's taking it, Joseph, mention this, see if she could take that because I have it here, so they could have it. But you're right. When you reach a certain age, it's kind of slow moving, and But who wants to say you can't tell somebody that, look, you're 91, you'll die of natural causes because this will take 4 years to kill you. Like you give
my grandmother, they diagnosed at 88 with breast cancer, and she lived till 94, and she didn't die from that. So.
Rick, I wish your mom all the best. That's crazy, Sundance. I'm glad you're okay. Rick, I had a giant tumor on the side of my neck. It's horrible. I had radical neck and cancer.
Oh, boy.
Well, I tell you, she's Sundance. She comes over and watches my dog whenever I'm going to be out. And she says she don't yell at me. She never stops, always complaining. She's a good kid, but she's a lovely, lovely lady. Good kid. Yes, Joe, you're right. And look how pretty she is. Look at that.
Okay, Angelique. I'm glad you know that.
Okay, Mom's tumor is on the outside of the skin there. Thanks, Angelique. My mom's only 72. Wow. Wow. Rick, call that number I told you and just see. Then get back to me and get back to me and let me know. I just want to make sure I'm right. It's $400, and that 400 gets you the right to send all your information and a Zoom call and 3 months supply of whatever he prescribes. Please get back to me. My phone number is 201-400-3485. And I'm not going to answer because I don't have you in my contacts. So just leave a message or text me. Say you're Rick Simon from the podcast. Okay, Rick, she's young. She's too young, 72. What a shame. But it is what it is. So far, let's see. You're welcome, Sundance. Okay. I will, Larry. I'll text you. Okay, Rick. Thanks you. That's it, guys. We've been on for almost 2 hours. That's it. Hey, take care of yourself.
Thanks for bailing me out, Eddie. I would have been stuck with Larry all night.
Oh, boy. That's all right. All
Rick,
right, guys. Thank you and stay well. And
Eddie, I'll call
hope
you
to see you
tomorrow.
soon.
I'll call you tomorrow, Eddie.
Okay, buddy.
send me
Larry, thank you.
the picture, Eddie.
Yeah, I will. All right, buddy. Bye-bye.
I'll see you. Joe, I'll talk to you.
All right, Larry. Thanks. Have a good night.
Oh, and send that thing to
I will.
Anthony. This way we could play and the people listening don't have to listen to all our stories. They can watch races. All right, I'll talk to you.
Okay, good night.
Okay, folks. That's it. Just take one last look at these. Oh boy. Wow. Okay. All right, folks. Thanks for listening. Thursday we're gonna have Freddie Hudson's coming on, and we're gonna talk about something pretty interesting. So I'll see you. I'll see you Thursday. Thanks for tuning in.